New construction or buying an old home, which one's for you? Stay tuned and check out this video, and hopefully by the end of it, you can figure out which one is the best one for you. See you on the other side. Hi, my name is Aaron Lathan, and every week I'm helping buyers relocate to and throughout the city of Houston. So if you want to know anything about where to eat, sleep, live, play, hit me up morning, noon, or night. I'm your guy to guide you throughout everything that's going on about the city of Houston. Also hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm doing videos like this every week, giving you my opinion, the good, the bad, the ugly of everything there is to offer in the city of Houston. And like I said, if you need help, hit me up. I'm your guy. So buying an old house or buying a brand new construction house, right? You really can't ever really go wrong with this scenario if you're actually truly prepared to buy a home. And what I mean by that is you've gone through, you've gotten your credit right, you have your down payment saved, you have the money that you would need for closing costs all ready to go. You have rainy day funds because things are gonna break in the house. If you have all those things in place, you are what I would consider to be ready to buy a house. And so with that, being armed with that and being in that situation where mentally you're ready to be a homeowner, you're the Lord of your land, you're gonna take care of the things that come up, the issues that arise, you really can't go wrong, right? At the end of the day, it's gonna come down to what you can personally afford, what you're most comfortable with, the payment, and all those other things, locations, amenities, all those things that you need and want from your future home. It's gonna come down to more than that overall if you're actually ready, as opposed to whether or not to go new or to go old. So I actually have bought a new construction home, and one of the first things that is an absolute positive, one of the best things to ever come from buying a new construction home is actually the warranty, the builder's warranty, the craftsmanship warranty that comes with it. It beats any other home warranty, aftermarket home warranty that you could ever buy, right? It beats it. We moved into our, it's a gentrifying area, so we bought like one of those townhome kind of double stack, really close together, no yard, one of those kind of townhomey kind of houses in the city, just north of the Loop in the Independence Heights area. Great area that's coming up, values are shooting up, but we bought a brand new house. We're loving it, everything is going good. A couple months in, we start noticing that about every 4 or 5 months, our water heater kind of goes out, right? And so the one thing that kind of saved the day for us was that we had the builder's craftsmanship warranty. So within that first year, everything that breaks, whether something is a crack in a wall or appliances or anything that goes out, they have to come and fix it and or replace it free of charge to you, because you bought the home with that warranty, right? That's the biggest perk of buying new construction, is that it comes with that warranty. The secondary warranty of that is we also have a systems and appliance warranty, which usually lasts for new construction in this area 2 years. So in the event that our AC unit goes out, water heater goes out, anything like that goes out, that's a major system, plumbing, electrical, or HVAC, they owe us coming to repair it and or replace it within the first 2 years. And then on top of that, you have the 10-year structural and foundation warranty, which is important here because Houston, and I don't know about other parts of Texas, but in Houston, our soil here is really rough. So typically when you go into older homes, you have foundation issues or just general settling. It doesn't necessarily need to be a foundation issue, but there's gonna be settling. So you'll see some cracks above windows and things of that nature, right? That just comes with the territory of buying an old house. But when you're in new construction, you have a little bit of a peace of mind that you're gonna be having some coverage that out of pocket, at least for the initial first 1 to 2 years, aren't gonna be coming out of your pocket, right? So on the flip side of that, if you were to buy an old home, you're gonna need to have, if I have clients and like these clients that are actually buying their home, I'm actually touring, kind of doing a final walkthrough for my clients right now on the older home that they're buying. And there's no way that I would have allowed them to buy such a big house, such an old house, without having a home warranty. And obviously they could have if they chose to, but just kind of hearing the things and the stories that I gave them on my house that is brand new and the issues that I'm having with a brand new home, they only realized that it was the smarter thing to do was to get them a home warranty as well. So we're getting that set up. The seller's actually going to pay for that first year for my clients, which is also a perk of going through a realtor and negotiating all those kind of things. But yeah, they're going to have some coverage, and they're going to have coverage on their plumbing, their electrical, their appliances, and all that stuff as well. Now, it's not as good, but instead of you having to go and fork out all the money to take care of all the things on your own, out of your own pocket, you would pay kind of like a deductible. It's kind of like insurance, right? You pay some of the costs, but you don't pay the whole thing. So if your refrigerator comes out or your AC unit goes out, you'll pay for a repair person to come out here like a $75 or $100 I guess like an onboarding or assessment fee. And then usually the parts are either free or the labor is free or discounted at a higher rate. It makes sense because, you know, at the end of the day, instead of paying, let's say $5,000 for an AC unit or something that breaks, you end up paying, you know, $700 or $800, right? So it comes out ahead, but it's not and never will be as good as new construction. Never will be. However, if you are to go old, there's some character and some charm and some size that you can get specifically in Houston. Like right now, to get a house that is this size, this house is like right around 2,700 square feet. To get 26 or 2,700 square feet in the city of Houston right now, brand new, you're going close to $4,000, if not $500,000 to have really great amenities, to be by schools, to be by walking trails, all that stuff. You're gonna pay a lot of money. New construction has become a premium. Now that's a result of basically it just being a seller's market. You know, everything is kind of crazy right now. This may be a different beast or a different animal. Just a couple years ago, even last year, it wasn't this aggressive, it wasn't this bad, right? But we are where we are right now, and new construction is a premium. I had some clients that were once approved at $300,000, and they could go into almost any suburb they wanted to and basically buy, if not the top plan or right around the top plan, and have nice square footage, nice size yard, be close to a walking trail, all that stuff. They had the ability to do that just last year, just 6 months from now. Just 6 months ago, they had that ability, but right now, new construction is a premium. You come in there with $300,000, you're getting just above like entry level in a lot of places. So that's one of the things that you get. And this is a great area. This is the energy corridor, tied to great schools. It's a great location if your lifestyle is on the west side of campus. I actually originally moved here with my wife. We had an apartment a couple minutes away from here. We love the area, but our lifestyle led us to be more in the city, so the commute was bad for us. So that's why we moved to the city. But other than that, I would have stayed in this area just because I loved it. You had shopping close, you had the Memorial City Mall close, you had your studio grills, you had all of the movies and shopping and eateries. You had everything that you need over here, tied to great schools, so they never have to think about private school or paying for school or anything like that when they do have kids. This is a great area in a great part of town. This is a huge house, and they got it for $300,000. $300,000 brand new, like I just said, would probably get them like 1,600 square feet in a lot of the communities right now. So again, you're paying a premium for brand new, but it makes sense, right? Like in think about it like this. My wife and I just had, and this is how I like to explain it. My wife and I just got cars not too long ago, and she has a Beamer, I have a Jaguar. My car retail, like brand new MSRP, is like $70,000. There's no way that I wanted to pay $70,000. So what did I do? I got a certified pre-owned, which is basically an older car with a warranty on it. I did the same thing. Now, when I go in for service, do I get abused? Absolutely. Is it better than not having that warranty or not having that service? Absolutely. But is it better than having like brand new service and cost for that? Not at all. It'll never be that, right? But it's the same kind of idea. My wife went in, took her car, and she got a bill the other day that was like $4,000 or $5,000, right? And that's just because she's outside of her warranty period. right? So it's the same kind of principle with buying a new versus used house versus new versus used car. It's kind of like the same basic principle. And that's kind of like the best way I can explain that to people that are kind of on the fence about or trying to figure out what's best for them. The other thing about just being in an older house though like this is, even though a lot of the things were addressed, we had a pretty substantial list of things once we had the actual inspection period. And that's just gonna happen with an old house. Like there's no way on earth that you can buy a 25-year-old home that has a chimney or that has, you know, these random appliances in them or whatever, right? Anything that's 20 years old, anything that's 5 years old or older is gonna have problems. Codes have changed, things have changed. There's different requirements. Things are built more efficiently than they were in the past. So even though everything was basically addressed in our inspection walk and everything was taken care of, I can say that my clients are getting what they basically paid for in the contract. When they come in here, there's some things that they're gonna have to do. They're gonna need to change out these windows. They're gonna need to make sure some of these doors are more energy efficient. They're gonna need to make sure that some of these appliances are more energy efficient. There's things that they're gonna have to do and monitor and worry about. And as they continue to live in this house, they're gonna need to monitor foundation and all those other things that you have to come with, because now this house is completely out of warranty. You don't have even the 10-year structural and foundation warranty that you would have, because this house is 20 years old, right? So there's things that come along with buying old that you're just kind of always gonna have to live with. Another positive about being in an established neighborhood like this though is that your values are set, right? So you are in a house or buying a house that is in an established neighborhood. That means you already have comps. When you buy new construction, you kind of have to wait for your neighborhood to be completely done before you kind of know what your house can sell for. So until you have someone that buys a house at the same time period as you, that is the same finishes and the same floor plan as you, and then they sell, you don't really know what your house is worth for 3 to 5 years in new construction, right? So there's a waiting period that you have to wait for to actually get your values when you go new construction. And same thing for us. Like I bought a house, like I said, with my wife in the city. It's like a 20 or 25 home, townhome kind of community. We just had a neighbor list their home and they're actually selling it for like $320. But prior to that, none of us had ever sold before. So whoever was the first person to kind of go out on that limb to try to list their home, there was really no way to know what the actual values were because we have no real comps around us. But now, looking at that, my wife and I know, well, hey, our house is the exact same as our neighbor across the street. We can now get $320 for our house, right? So we, based on our neighbor selling, know that we got X amount of dollars in value, right? So that's a couple of the things with just getting in old versus new. Another thing that one of the biggest reasons why I absolutely love new construction is the fact that in new construction, you can get in at 3 different phases. You can get in at what is known as inventory. So there's a home that's already built. It's already finished. Either somebody backed out or the builder just went ahead and decided that they wanted to build that specific floor plan. You can get in there. Or you can catch it kind of in progress, where you can still have some ability to change either finishes or pick out your finishes or colors or anything like that. Sometimes it's a little bit too late, but you save on the time that it would take to actually like build the entire house. Or the third phase of that, you can actually get it as a brand new build where you're going from the ground up. You're in all the design meetings. You're picking out every single item, every single element of that home, and it's basically a custom home. The beauty of all of that is that most actual like new construction builders don't actually put their homes on the MLS. So that's the number one reason why I love new construction, is because if it hits the MLS in today's market, in a market that's crazy and is a seller's market, you've already lost, unless you're willing to pay above and beyond for basically buying that house and fighting off all the others, right? And new construction, if you put in your contract, you put in your earnest money, you sign down that dotted line, that's your house. But because they don't advertise all their homes on the MLS, you have an opportunity to be the first person to see the house or to know that something is available, and it can be yours. On the MLS, on a resale house, that's not the case. So in this example, my clients are actually from Utah. We came in, they flew in for a weekend, and we saw 15 houses. This was one of 3 houses that they really liked. They went home after the first day of showing, and just to kind of think about it, they were weighing in on 2 other houses, actually a little bit more than this one. And by the time they woke up in the morning, those 2 houses had 15 offers on both, and the numbers were like $10,000 or $15,000 over ask. We ended up getting on this one. We went over ask on this one just to secure a home for them, just a couple thousand, nothing crazy. And our offer got accepted. And then by the time they went home, those other 15 houses that we saw were actually sold by the time they actually got on the plane and went back to Utah. So within a weekend, and a price point that is fairly expensive, what I would call expensive, 300,000 plus in the city of Houston, 15 houses went, they all had multiple offer situations on them, and we just got lucky with this house, right? So that's one of the cons of going resale in a market that is on fire, is that you're gonna have so much more competition. You're gonna have so much more fight and and adjustments to what you think is a beautiful home, just because we don't have the inventory right now that we once had. You know, it's crazy to think that last year, when we thought everything was heating up and things were going crazy, that we had like double or triple the amount of houses on the actual MLS. And so buyers could kind of take their time and think about things, but we don't have that opportunity right now in the new construction side or on the retail side. But in new construction, you have a shot in that you can have agents like myself that work like really closely with a builder or with areas, and they know kind of what the inventory is and what's going on and what they're about to build and kind of the price points and increases and incentives and all that stuff. Most of my clients are actually in new construction, so that's a focus of mine. But if you're working with an agent that is not like me, that doesn't know kind of what sites to look on or where to go to actually be a resource to know what's available, you're at the mercy of what you're seeing on the MLS, and you'll lose that 9 times out of 10. So can you go wrong with new construction? Can you go wrong with buying an older home? Honestly, you really can't go wrong. The most important thing is that you get in as soon as you can, so you can start to realize and get some of that appreciation and get some of that equity in get in the game. Like, the biggest thing about all of this is just get in the game, become a homeowner, because we don't know the next time we'll see, you know, the ability to gain 15-20% in a year off of just owning a home. My wife and I bought our home 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, and we bought at $255, and now I have a house, and I have a neighbor that is selling their house and is gonna close at $320. That is crazy to me, right? I did not see that happening just for owning a home, but that's the kind of thing that you get when you own a home. You can't go wrong. Biggest takeaway here is to make sure that you're comfortable, make sure that you're flexible, make sure that you know exactly why you're buying a home. What's the overall goal for what you want to do with that home? Is it going to become a rental to you? Is it going to become your forever home? All those things just kind of look different, right? And there's no one size fits all for everybody. But I do know that if you are ready to buy, you have your money saved, you have your rainy day fund, you can't go wrong at all. All right, so that's the video today. If you have any questions at all about where to eat, sleep, live, play, hit me up. Morning, noon, or night, I'm your guy. My number will be somewhere on this screen. All my ways to contact me: hit me up, DM, shoot me an email, hit me with a call. Whatever you got to do to get in touch with me, I'm your guy. Also hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm dropping videos like this every week, giving you the good, bad, and the ugly about everything there is to love about the city of Houston and the surrounding suburbs. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you have a great day.